Every day in America, another 28 people die as a result of drunk driving crashes. How about if I told you that you could prevent more deaths and save a life by just doing a few simple things that will be discussed during this speech? According to Teen Drinking and Driving, young drivers ages 16 to 20 are 17 times more likely to die in a car crash when they have a blood alcohol concentration of 0.08 or higher than when they have not been drinking. You guys, being young adults, can relate to these ages and feel a sense of urgency to prevent these deaths from drinking and driving. Right off the bat, I'd like to say that I do not believe in being drunk from my Christian beliefs, but at the same time, there will be situations that you'll know somebody that does drink, and that you can be part of the solution to stop drinking and driving. While I am not an expert in this field, I have done tons and tons of research regarding this specific topic, making me a credible and trustworthy source. What I am proposing to everyone is to not look the other way when you suspect drinking and driving. Also, everyone should use the things mentioned in this speech to help save a life and help stop drinking and driving. There are three main points that we'll be going over today in depth. The first main point will be going over the problems associated with drinking and driving. The second main point will be going over the solutions that an individual can do from drinking and driving. And finally, the last point will be going over the effects from implementing these solutions and the effects, the positive and negative effects, if you do or you do not put this effect into action. The first main point we'll be going over is the problems associated with drinking and driving. Alcohol-induced individuals have more likely of a chance to cause some type of accident. One type of accident can be traffic accidents. Alcohol is a depressant which slows down the brain and has an extreme effect on our body responses. According to the article, Alcohol and Accidents, people who have been drinking are more likely to take risks, further increasing the likelihood of accidents. Another thing that has to do with traffic accidents will be an individual falling asleep at the wheel if they are drinking and driving. According to Xavier, control of steering is lost, causing the sleeping driver to swerve in other lanes, often directly in front of oncoming traffic. Another type of accident besides traffic can be pedestrian accidents. Pedestrians are obviously more vulnerable than somebody in a car. According to Chambers, in 2010, alcohol was involved in 2020, or 47.2% of pedestrian fatalities. Another issue or a problem that comes with drinking and driving that doesn't have to do with traffic or pedestrians is legal issues such as criminal and civil. According to Guigan, a pedestrian who is hit by a car can sue the driver if the driver was negligent. And since drunk driving is an inherently negligent activity. For example, a woman suffered a severe head injury recently from a drunk driver. She sued him for a substantial amount of money. Another problem with drinking and driving is the extreme injuries that can occur from things such as speeding. According to Xavier, speeding is one of the greatest contributing factors in traffic deaths, with over 13,000 speeding-related deaths. Another thing that can happen that can lead to an extreme injury is going through red lights without even realizing it. According to the article Teen Driving, teens are more likely to speed, run red lights, make illegal turns, ride with an intoxicated driver, and drive after using alcohol or drugs. For example, recently in the Chicago Tribune, there was a man on March 8, 2014, really recent, who actually ran through 5 red lights and didn't even realize it when the police officer pulled him over because he was that intoxicated. Now that we have gone over the problems of drinking and driving, we will now go over the solutions. One of the solutions is looking for signals of a drunk driver, and another one can be help prevent a friend from the possibility of ever driving. First, you got to look out for signs of drunk driving. Be aware and look out for these signals that it doesn't look right of what this driver is doing. According to the article, how to spot a drunk driver, possible signs of drunk driving are straddling the center lane of the lane marker, taking extreme wide turns, and weaving from one side of the road to another. Another solution is report this to the police. According to the same article, report suspected and impaired drivers to the state or local police by dialing 911 or star SP on your cellular phone. Give the location, direction of travel, and description of the car and the driver's behavior. Another thing that you can do you can help prevent a friend from drinking and driving. One of the things you can do is call a taxi or any type of transportation. According to an employee from State Farm, take alternate transportation. Cab, train, bus, horse, a buggy, anything is better than getting into a car with a drunk driver. Another solution is to hide keys. Don't let your friend ever drive drunk, period. Hide their keys, do something. Don't ever prevent them from ever drunk driving. Another solution is to be a designated driver. Never allow a friend to drive, even if that means getting him or her. First of all, you shouldn't be in that situation with drinking, but don't ever let a friend drink and drive. Now that we have talked about the problems and the solutions, we'll be going over the results if implemented. The solutions of looking for signs of drunk driving, preventing a friend from drunk driving, can have many positive outcomes. The effects of reporting drunk drivers can help save a life, and a life can be spared from that person driving or somebody else that he or she can injure. You're able to take more drunk drivers off the streets. By reporting this to police, the police officers will be able to determine if he or she is drunk and take it from there. Another solution is taxi being called and hiding the keys. Gives the drunk individual no chance of driving and won't have a chance of hurting or endangering somebody else's life. And finally, being a designated driver has a positive outcome. According to the article Drinking and Driving, designated drivers have possibly saved nearly 50,000 lives and spared many more thousands of people from suffering injury from drunk driving. While there are positive outcomes that occur, there are negative outcomes. If you just look the other way, not only will you may not save a life, you may injure the person that is driving. Also, you can help prevent the person that's being arrested. Police can arrest you if you're driving with blood alcohol concentration BAC of 0.08 or more, 0.01 if you're under 21, and 0.04 for commercial vehicle drivers. Today, hopefully I persuaded you by explaining what the problems are with drinking and driving, how an individual can prevent these drivers off the streets, which are the solutions, and what are the effects of preventing these drivers, positive and negative. I would like to show you a website that if you want to get more information, it's called MAD, which is Mothers Against Drunk Driving. Gives you a lot of statistics and goes through a lot of information, and also there's a contact number if you want to get more involved. My challenge is to never look the other way if you see signs of suspicious driver, by never letting a friend drink and drive, period. We can save a lot more lives and prevent perhaps a loved one from ever getting hurt from a drunk driver. Thank you for participating.